Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Could you confirm for me that my physical projection embodies a walk-in?
The idea of a walk-in, again, has been misinterpreted by the people on your planet. A walk-in idea is not another soul coming into the body and one soul leaving to make room for it. That's an old-fashioned, outdated interpretation based on linear perspective. The concept that you're experiencing as a walk-in is simply a shift to a higher level of the same being that can now express itself as a completely different personality.
Could you tell me the origin of the shift? Or where the shift is to?
The idea has to do with your desire for the evolution of your consciousness, for the acceleration of your consciousness. You create certain markers in your life that represent the crossing of a threshold, the elevation of your perspective, the shift to being a different personality that can now express more of the greater being you already are. So these things will happen naturally according to the timing that works best for you.
That is a perfect answer, answers all of my questions. Thank you, Bashar. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you. Just wanted to
Speak up.
Just wanted to say that I appreciate your teaching, so thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
And my question, I have a few questions. One of them is, how many hybrid children do I have?
Are you sure you want to know?
Yes.
How sure?
Very sure.
Very, very sure?
Yes.
Well, now, first of all, there must be an explanation.
Okay.
Because when people say, well, how many hybrid children do I have? You kind of have to go by degree of genetic material that they contain that would actually be recognized as yours.
Okay.
Because many genetic materials that have been utilized are spread far and wide throughout the idea of the entire hybridization matrix. But let's say those that contain a solid at minimum 15% for you would be about 13 children.
Okay. Now, will I be meeting them at some point in the future?
Again, there is the probability. I cannot predict it absolutely because you're not yet the person with whom they would need to meet.
Okay.
So you just need to keep moving. You just need to keep growing.
Good. Yesterday, what happened at home is like these lights under the kitchen counter that keeps lighting up. It happened at least 5 or 6 times.
Yes.
And I was wondering, what...
Are you saying that these are actually physical lights?
Yes.
Yes. Well, many times when people accelerate on your planet, your electric field, your energetic field around your body will tend to impact or interfere with electrical fields of some of the devices that you possess in your technology.
Okay. So is there any type of messages, or it's just like...
That your field is expanding and therefore capable of beginning to manipulate electromagnetic fields in your reality.
Okay.
You're not sure what to do with that, are you?
Yes. What, can you tell me more on how I can even expand more?
Well, you know the formula too.
Yes, excitement.
There will always be these kinds of side effects, though. You can recognize them as side effects that are representative of the fact that you are growing, you are expanding. And therefore, that can elevate your understanding of where you're at. It can help center you and crystallize you in the understanding that you are expanding because you're giving yourself physical proof by interacting with those fields remotely. Yes, that's one thing you can do, is look at it that way.
Okay.
And it's up to your imagination to figure out how else you can look at it and how else you can apply it and use it in your life. Yes?
Yes.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Very, very sure?
Well, when those lights
I'm asking you the question.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Are you acting on your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on the outcome every moment that you possibly can? Yes or no?
I'm working on that.
So no then. Of
Not
course
all
you're
the
working on
time.
it. Of course you're working on it. But the idea is there are ways, there are things, there are expressions that we can sense within you that you could be doing that you're not doing.
Okay.
Is there some creative expression you're not giving over to? Something you're holding back on that you could be doing that would be more exciting for you in life?
It's in the work.
I beg your pardon?
I'm working on it. Dancing.
You're working on
I mean,
dancing.
it's something. One
And
of
how's
the
that
things,
going for you?
in development.
In
the
development.
process.
I'm working on it. It's in development.
All right. I should.
When, in your estimate, will you be a dancer? How long will that take, do you imagine? Any answer will do. How long do you imagine it will take for you to consider yourself to be a dancer?
I am a dancer now.
Oh, thank you. That didn't take any time at all. Are you putting it out there? Are you expressing it? Are you acting on it in all the ways you possibly could be?
Not yet.
And why not? I notice you're dancing around the issue just fine.
Maybe because
Maybe because what?
I'm working on different.
You're working again.
I'm working on a business plan right now.
A business plan to be a dancer?
No, it's basically I need to make money. So.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Are you sure, very, very sure, that you
Yes.
need to make as much as you think? You do know our definition of abundance, yes or no?
Yes.
What is it? Repeat it.
It is the ability to have what is needed.
Nope. Start again.
Abundance.
Abundance. The ability
To do what is
do
needed.
what you need
to do at
to
the
do
moment.
when you
I
need
to do it.
it. Money is one of the forms of abundance on your planet, but it's not the only form. There are many other forms of abundance that might actually be more powerful in certain circumstances than money. If you know that other forms of abundance can allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do it, why would you insist that it has to be one particular form instead of taking the path of least resistance?
Maybe because I have family pressure.
Because, in other words, to be more honest, you create the pressure for yourself.
Okay.
Yes?
All right. Yes.
Because you don't have to feel pressure from anything if you don't accept that idea as true for yourself, do you?
Yes.
Well, how long will it take you to stop accepting an idea of something you don't prefer? Same amount of time as learning to dance?
Now. Yes.
It's up to you, you know.
Yes, it's up to me.
I'm not pushing you.
I understand.
But I am helping you realize that you have more power to make more choices more quickly than you think. And if you simply are willing to believe in the definition of excitement as a whole idea, you can understand that excitement contains many components that will support you. And you don't necessarily have to push all the pieces together to make them work, because they already work. If you'd only let them work by approaching the concept of excitement as a whole system instead of a collection of parts. Does this make some sense?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I have to integrate.
Yes.
I have 2 more questions.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Well, last year, you mentioned that there was a new race of being that joined the Galactic Federation.
Well, there are different races that join from time to time, yeah.
So can you tell us more about that?
Nope,
Okay.
not at this time.
All right.
And the second question?
Okay, this question is from a friend.
Then no,
Oh,
not at this time.
okay.
The question will require a deeper interaction with your friend in order to really get to the crux. And if they are not present, then no.
Actually, they are present.
But they're not standing asking the question.
Okay.
And therefore, you are, in a sense, providing them a cut in line.
Oh. Get it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Bashar.
How do you good day?
First of all, I want to express my deepest gratitude for all of the work you've
And
done.
ours as well to you.
Thank you. This morning I burst into tears when I came into the building because I couldn't believe I'm here.
Well, obviously you could.
It's a miracle for me.
Everything is a miracle when you understand that miracles are the natural order of existence rather than the exception.
Thank you. My first question is on the subject of hybridization.
All right, yes. Speak up.
I have had a couple of dreams which I completely ignored. That I don't think that I really have anything to do with that. But is that subject relevant to me? Do I have anything to do with that? In this
Yes,
life?
but not necessarily in the classic sense.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, my other question is related more to my physical experience, which is more present to me rather than just in dreams.
Yes.
It's to do with ease, joy, and love in my life. That
Yes.
I somehow push them away, even
And what are you afraid of if you let them in? What are you afraid will happen if you let them in? This is how you find the belief.
Yes, I haven't found the belief. It might have to do something with the...
If you answer the question, you'll have found the belief. What are you afraid will happen if you let them in?
I have had moments in periods of my life when I've had the love and the joy and
Notice
and
the
excitement.
avoidance of the answer.
But
What are you afraid of in the times you don't let it in? Because the times you do let it in, we're not talking about those, are we?
I'm pushing
We're
that
talking
away.
about the times you're pushing it away. So what are you afraid will happen if you don't push it away? You don't have to answer me, but that's the honest question you need to ask yourself to find the belief. What are you afraid will happen if you let it in and don't push it away? The answer to that question is the belief that you're looking for. Don't be afraid to find it. Remember, these things are usually based on negative beliefs you have about yourself. I'm unworthy, I'm undeserving, I don't belong, I don't deserve love, etc., etc., etc. I guarantee you that when you go digging to find these negative beliefs, you're afraid to go because you're afraid that what you discover means that those things might actually turn out to be true about you. That's why you're afraid to look. But the idea is they will never be true about you. Ever. I guarantee it. They can't be. Because if you really were unworthy, you wouldn't exist. Because creation doesn't make mistakes. And if you exist, you need to exist because you are worth the perspective that you are, the unique you that you are. You are worth existing because creation needs you to in order for it to be all that it is. Without you, it wouldn't be. That's why you exist. So you're worthy. So if you're holding on to these beliefs in forms of undeservability or unworthiness, and you're afraid to go digging to find out what the specific belief is because you think that it might turn out to actually be true. Oh no, I went digging and I found out I actually am unworthy. It's not possible because again, you exist. So don't be afraid to go digging. Don't be afraid to answer the question. It will only serve you in a positive way. It will give you something to work with. Yes?
Yes.
So, whether you answer it now or answer it on your own, it's up to you. Will that do? Or is there some other place you would like to take this, or something else?
I wanted to take this into the expressing myself into the world, relevant to the previous.
Expressing yourself in what way? What is representative of your highest joy, of your excitement?
What I came to do here on this planet, the ways that I.
What you came to do is to be yourself as fully as you can. It's what you all came to do. The way you do it is up to you.
Yes, that I'm not really doing it out there.
I know, that's what we're talking about. What are you afraid will happen if you are willing to be yourself? Same question. What are you afraid might happen if you allowed yourself to be who you really prefer to be? Come on, you know the answer. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid might happen? Somebody won't love you anymore. Somebody will think you're ridiculous. What? Somebody will think you're crazy. What? What are you afraid will happen? You'll be a failure. What? What reason have you created to be afraid of?
I'm not clear right now in this
Then
moment.
allow yourself to sit with it and ask the question quietly, and if you're willing to hear the answer, it will come. All right?
Thank you, Bashar.
You're welcome.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
Okay, so thank you for calling me. I've had an experience, several experiences my whole life, ET experiences that I'm now realizing I've had.
All right.
And I've had a
You
lot
know
of...
what?
Yes.
I've had many ET experiences
sure.
in my life. I hang out with them quite often.
I'm a little envious of that. So with these experiences, I'm learning that I also have a lot of symbolism that enters my physical world in regards to the ET contact that I have. And I'm wondering, how much focus do I need to be putting into those signs and contact?
You can use them again as permission slips for anything you want, whatever you wish them to reveal to you. You can use them as markers to let you know anytime you encounter them when you are actually operating in the vibration that you prefer to operate in. A lot of people use synchronicity that way. They see certain numbers over and over again. They see symbols over and over again. These things represent the idea of markers reflecting to you when you're in the vibration of your true self so that you can get used to being in that vibration. So it's like a guidance system, a warning system for when you're in the proper vibration. It can be used that way. It can be used in other ways too.
I also have a question in regards to the Saturn that I keep seeing and kind of, I feel like vortexes and portals that I kind of come in contact with. And I'm wondering...
But what's the question?
Is there something I need to be doing with that, or is it just another marker, or
Where's your imagination? What do you want to do with it? Are you not inspired to do anything?
Oh, I'm inspired.
To do what?
Figure out how to...
Figure out how to do something?
How to travel dimensions, and to really control that and to learn everything I can.
You can start by understanding, again, that you already do that. And gain more conscious awareness of how you're already doing that.
Okay.
Then you'll understand how to relate to the idea of the vortices.
Okay.
Remember, you're shifting billions of times per second, yes?
Yes.
Really wrap your mind around that, and you'll begin to understand the mechanics of the vortices.
Can that idea also help me to release the resistance that I still have as far as my intuition and my ability to communicate with higher beings and spirits?
Why do you have resistance to this?
I believe it's because I fear, and I know the fear is that I will be either too great and lose too great in energy, as far as too great, overwhelmed by the energy overwhelmed by the
All right.
greatness of the energy.
Back up. Check your definitions. You're holding on to a contradictory definition and not realizing it. When you talk about the idea of being in your preferred state, the definition of your preferred state, why would the definition of your preferred state contain an experience that isn't the definition of your preferred state? You see what you're doing?
Yes.
You're linking things together that have no business being linked. You're creating contradictory definitions that don't work for you. By definition, your preferred state can't contain an experience of something that is not your preferred state. Even if it reveals something to you you don't prefer, that doesn't change your preferred state or your ability to function from that state. It's simply a neutral observation you may need to have in order to expand your preferred state by using the neutral observation in a preferred way. Everything has to do with your preferred state if you come from that perspective. But when you think that it's possible for something to happen in one state that's not representative of that state, you're creating a conundrum that you can't solve. You create confusion within yourself because you're not realizing that you are creating a definition that simply doesn't work, that's self-annihilating, self-contradictory, self-canceling. You have to have a pure definition of each state. And then understand that if you're in that state, only the things that are relevant to that state can occur. Even if they look like something other than that state, they are there for the reasons that are germane to that state. And if you use them that way, you will get the effect that that's so. Is this making more sense?
It is, but can I repeat it back to you in my understanding?
Absolutely.
So I'm pretty much causing myself to have a cap on something that doesn't need to have a cap on, correct? As far as putting it in a mold that there shouldn't really be a mold for, because I am embodying that. I can embody that.
I mean, if you're a particular frequency, let me put it this way. I'll simplify this down, render it down to something very basic.
Thank you.
It's like saying, I am the state of the color blue. And because I prefer to be the state of the color blue, I'm afraid that red might come in.
Okay.
If you're the state of the color blue, red can't come into it. It's a different state.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yes.
All right. Does that help?
Yes, very much so.
Why, thank you. Very much so.
And then last question.
Yes.
Can you just, I guess, give me a little bit of a confirmation or understanding of my particular...
Would you speak up?
Can you give me a particular, or a understanding of my particular role as far as ETs and the contact that I do get?
Your particular role is to be yourself as fully as you can so that whatever ET connections, so that whatever ET connections you have can be realized through you and applied to your reality in the way that is most relevant for you and your function. Yes?
Yes. Can I ask a follow-up?
There you go again, asking questions about asking questions.
Yeah, I do that. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. We're having some fun with you.
My personality being who I am, as true as I can be, I know that I resist that for the sake of feeling limited in my circumstances.
You resist the idea of being yourself for the sake of being limited?
Well, I feel like I'm limited. Like I can't
Not all limitation is negative, you know.
Okay.
You obviously create limitation parameters to have a physical experience, which can be very fun. So you don't have to automatically assume that all limitations are negative. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, if you are limiting yourself in ways that are irrelevant for you, again, it simply still comes down to what you believe to be true about yourself, and all you need to do is find out what those beliefs are and identify them and see how nonsensical they are.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, thank you so much.
So you get to discern which limitations actually serve you and which ones don't.
Perfect.
Does that help?
Absolutely.
You understand you have the power to choose, yes?
Yes.
All right. Are you sure?
Yes, it's trusting that I sometimes have a hard time with.
No. There is no such thing as a lack of trust. You don't have to learn how to trust. None of you have to learn how to trust. You have to learn what to put your trust in. You all trust in something automatically. If you didn't trust something to be true, you wouldn't have an experiential reality. You don't have to learn to trust. That's built in. So it's not about not having trust. It's about what belief are you trusting in?
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, I'll be doing a lot more allowing.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Remember, you are all absolutely trusting and absolutely confident and absolutely abundant in something. Choose what the something is. You don't have to learn to be abundant. You don't have to learn to be confident. You don't have to learn to trust. You already do. Just choose the thing you're using the trust for.
Hello, Tadeo.
Nania?
This question came up again, so I'm just going to pose it to you whether you answer it or not.
Oh, all right.
But it basically was about when is this currency reset looking like it's going to happen?
If so many people are so concerned about that, then we'll give you the simple advice of either buy silver or buy currency in another country that you believe is more stable.
Have the odds changed at all about that reset?
Yes, they have.
They've improved, haven't they?
A little bit.
But you don't have a sense of the timing at this point.
There is a window, as we said.
Between now and next June?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, we have a few more minutes. Can I pull another name?
What is a few?
About 20 minutes.
All right.
How many can I pull?
You may pull another name. Don't pull too hard.
Mike Wood.